What's going on, everybody? Ratchet Wrench is back for another video. I know we've been pumping out a lot of Miata content. If you haven't seen that and you're just new to the channel, we're turboing a Miata, so definitely check out all of our videos. But today we're actually going to bring some GTI content. I know a lot of people have been asking for it. So actually this is going to be like a tutorial style. We have some headliner adhesive and some headliner material. I did previously redo my headliner red, but this is more for the door upholsteries because notoriously on the Mark V generation and I think the Mark IV and below, they put way too much fabric so they start sagging. So I'll show you guys what I mean right here. It is brutal out. So as you can see, the glue from the backside peeled up. It's lifting up. It's an eyesore. So what we're going to do is pretty much take off this whole door panel on the driver's side and passenger side, and we're going to reupholster them down in the office so it's a little colder and proper temperature. But yeah, if you could see, I wish I did a tutorial on this before, but I did my headliner. It's a nice red so it matches the stitching in the seating. But yeah, I could probably even do those back little upholsters back there. I'm not sure if I want to do that today, but mostly today's video is just going to be fixing these because I know every single Mark V owner has this issue in one way or another. If it's a GTI, Jetta, Rabbit, whatever it is, you have this issue. They produced them with way too much fabric. Oh yeah, so let's get into it. So the first thing we got to do is take off the door panel. So let's get what we need. It's going to be a T20. Take that. I'll probably use this guy right here, a little electronic ratchet, but you can obviously use, you know, mechanical, old school. But let's get this bad boy out. Nice little extension. Clip her on there. Put her on there. Let's start unbolting. Ready? So the first ones we're going to do are the three underneath with that T20. So there's one here, one in the middle over here, and then one over here. They're the only three screws under there, so you should not be able to mess this up. And they'll look like this little guy. So the three on the bottom are done. There is one on the side here. So those are all four. Now we gotta get this guy out of the way. So you want to take like a plastic trim tool, or you could use a screwdriver with some tape on it so you don't scuff up the plastic. But you just want to be kind of careful, kind of like prop it out of the way, kind of just work all the little clips. Okay, that works. So we got this out of the way. There is two screws right here. So you can see those look like they're going to be probably a T25 or T30, so I'll have to get that, remove that. But while you're here, you might as well just disconnect these little connectors. Pretty easy, just a little push in and pull kind of mechanism. Stretchy plastic. But yeah, I'll get those and then this thing's ready to come out. So your key for this is to pretty much get an extension, kind of slip it through here. Like I said, it was a T30. Try not to lose it. Oh god. There's one, and then the other one is right here. Super easy to get these door panels off. You just got to be careful with all the plastic because you don't want to snap anything or break anything or lose a screw like I just did, but we'll get that in a second. But now we're going to take our plastic trim tool and kind of just pop around the whole sides, and there's going to be some clips that you're going to hear separate. It's very flimsy plastic, so like I said, just kind of be careful. Just try not to pull too much tension on these wires, so definitely disconnect them. So after removing those two screws right there, I propped it out. Now we can twist this sideways and kind of feed her through here. she wants to come. But yeah, you feed her through there, and then this will be separated from this, and then we'll bring this over there, and we'll start removing the upholstery, and we'll show you the next step. Alright, so we've got a nice little workbench here. Got a nice little cloth down to protect it from scuffing. As you can see, it's already pretty scuffed up. But this whole piece we have to get out. So if we flip it over, it's this piece right here. What we got to do is they're glued on, so you got to take another kind of plastic trim tool, kind of break these seals. Obviously I'm gonna have to set you guys down so I can put some leverage into it, but you got to break this seal, that 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 seal, and these you have to break. These are like almost plastic welded in a way. And then I'll probably remove this just so I get access to the ones under there. But I'll set you guys up for a time lapse, and we'll do that now. As you saw with that little time lapse, we were able to get some of them off. We'll continue to do more, but just got some more free play. I just got to get the ones around the speaker and down here, which are going to be a little more difficult. I'm not going to bore you with the time lapse, so once you see this next, it will be off. As you can see, I got that piece out. I don't like how they did that, the glue, so we're going to have to obviously glue those back in. Just made it really difficult to pull out, but obviously they didn't intend to be pulled out. But you leave this little plastic piece in. So now what we got to do is pull this headliner back, and we're gonna have to scrape off all this old felt / glue so we have a nice clean surface to lay down the new material, so it adheres to this plastic without, you know, popping up like this did, obviously. I was having some trouble with that little plastic scraper. I got a nice little spackle tool here. It's a very tedious job. You just kind of get it all off. You want to get all the gunk off. You can have it still sticky. It will just help with the new material be able to stick more. But you want to get all these little bumps so you don't have any imperfections in your nice fabric. Definitely suggest wearing gloves, or when you're holding it, kind of just put a rag down it and scrape, because this stuff is a pain in the ass to get off your hands. But yeah, it's coming slowly and surely, so we'll just keep at it. This is all cleaned up to the best that we can. We got this nice headliner material here. We measured, what is that? What is it? 3 foot. So we'll cut it 3 foot, and then we're gonna do 20 inches on top. We're gonna have some extra that way or don't run short, and then we can always just chop it off after that. But we're gonna cut this now. So we got 20. We did a little over, so we did like 23. This is the finished result for the driver's side. I had a little imperfection here, which I'm going to try and lift up and fix off camera, but overall, pretty damn good job. Obviously this slit is going to be pushed back to probably like right there, because that plastic insert with the, you know, the froster for the window, and then the mirror adjustment, and then the window buttons to go up and down is going to go in here. Obviously the plastic little handle goes here, so this will all be covered. I'm not too worried about that excess glue. But overall, that's it. The next step is to put it back onto this. Pretty much gonna have to use a plastic glue all around the seal to make contact for this to not go anywhere. So as you can see, I'm gonna have to probably clean off the old glue residue, and we'll be able to put this back in, button it up, put all the buttons back, hook up all the connections, and then the driver's side will be done, and then we'll move on to the passenger side, which would be pretty much the same thing, same procedure. So the glue we're going to use is this actual Gorilla Glue. It is good for plastic and everything, but it takes 2 hours to set and then 24 hours to completely cure. So I'm going to set you guys up on a time lapse, and we're just going to glue all these contact points, kind of pry this open so it can fit it snug in there, and then this side will be done. There's the finished result. We glued it, and we used some double-sided tape as well, just for extra precaution. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Now let's make our way to the passenger side. But we finally made our way to the passenger side, and this side pretty much is a little different than the other side, minus the 3 screws on the bottom. And then we gotta separate it from this seam right here. This will pull out. Probably use a plastic trim tool as well, and then that will reveal the 2 hidden screws that are right there, and then that's it. It's 6 bolts, really easy to get off, and there's some electrical connectors and some harnesses that help with that. And once I get this off, we'll start tearing it apart. So as you can see, I pulled the cover off. There's a T30 there, and then if this could focus, there's a T30 there, and then the T20 will be the bottom ones. So we got that one T20 over here, and then 3 on the bottom, and then this we just broke loose. Got this apart. Like I said on the previous story, you definitely don't want to put too much tension on these wires. You don't want to have them too taut, so you just want to disconnect all of them. So this one, that one, and then you have to disconnect this door latch. Pretty much got everything disconnected. Now I just got to get the door latch, these 2 T20s, and then we'll be able to feed this through there and get it separated from the door. Now that we got the door panel off the car, we're going to sit on this nice bench here. We're going to take this little door handle off, this little plastic piece. So if we flip it over on the underside, there's a screw right there, and then right up here, and they are T15s. So we're just going to loosen those up, and then of course has the little harness here, which is for the window, so we'll just take that off. Here, this should just unclip like so. Flip her back over, and we should be able to pop that boy out if it wants to unclip. It's plastic.
Johnny hates plastic.
Oh, there was a 3rd screw. There was one right there. Don't miss that one. Good thing I caught that, I would have broken it. And now she's ready to come out. Boom. So now what we have to do is pretty much like the driver's side. Pop this whole panel off, which is pretty much just breaking these glue seals all around. And I didn't have to take this off, so you don't need to do that. But we're just going to break that loose, and then we're going to start scrubbing the old glue off in fabric, which is messy. It's nice to use like a little piece of plastic trim tool, and then just use a little hammer to break it loose. You want to break it, come on. So now I just pretty much got to repeat that process until they're all loose. So I managed to break all the glue off. Got this off. No plastic was harmed, thankfully. So now we're just gonna, as you can see how bad this was, we're just gonna pull her off. Oh, Jesus Christ, the glue stickiness begins. And now we're gonna start scraping it off and let the tedious process begin. I'm not gonna film this because you saw it on the driver's side. So once we get this off, we're gonna go downstairs and we're gonna start laying the fabric. We cleaned it up the best that we could. Now we're just gonna trim up some fabric. We're gonna probably use a little bit of extra because we could always trim it after we lay it. But I'm just gonna try and get it a little bit easier. Okay, we'll keep that there. This bad boy. Got the world's biggest scissors here. We got this cut down a little longer than what we need, but that's okay because we'll trim off the excess. What we want to do is shake this up real well, the headliner's tacky spray. We're just going to evenly coat the whole plastic piece, and then we'll be able to lay that on top. But you don't want to lay it down until this is tacky, so once the glue is on it, you want to wait probably like a minute or so. And if it's tacky, then you can start laying that down. And you definitely don't want to miss a spot because you don't want it lifting up to do this all over again. Now my hair is sticking together. Awesome. And we'll take this side, and since we're going to do this part first, we're going to probably spray just a little bit here so we can lay it down, and then we'll spray as we go. So it's tacky enough, and we're going to start laying it down. Once you touch it, it's stick, and it's really hard to pull back up without pulling off the foam. So you got to be extremely careful. You got under so it doesn't tack down. Okay, fold over. Just push up that bottom.
Hold on. Now lift this middle piece up.
This is the really hard part, so be extremely careful.
It's okay, it's getting on the white there.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to just touch that. Now we're just going to push down. So we're just kind of pushing with our fingers down and kind of feeling the contour of how the plastic or composite really bends. Before we put this back in the car, obviously I'm going to trim it up more and then just tuck it around. I'm not going to film it putting it back on the door panel because it's the same procedure as the driver's side. So pretty much going to wrap up the video here. I'll show you the finished results in the morning because like I said, I'm not going to put these on until tomorrow after they cure for 24 hours. So I'll see you in the morning. So it's the next day. I waited about 24 hours. I let the door panel and the upholstery cure. So I actually put them on the car off camera. Let's see what they look like. Alright, here's the driver's side. It's not bad. I couldn't fix that imperfection off camera, unfortunately. I'm not too worried about it. When I was carrying it out here, it was drizzling, so I got some water there, which will just dry up. This thing broke, so definitely be careful when you're doing this removal because this thing tends to break. So I just have a screw in there right now temporarily. I'm probably gonna replace it permanently, but let's make our way to the passenger side. There's the passenger side. Came out pretty damn flawless. Another water spot from the rain, but that will dry and it won't even know it's there. But damn, that's that. This side was definitely a lot easier than the driver's side. That's a wrap for today's video, guys. We hope you enjoyed. Definitely try to bring some GTI content. I know we've been slacking and we've been pretty much putting our effort into the Miata. We want to get that Miata up and running, especially now that we got the engine out of the car and we're actually going to slap the turbo on. So definitely, if you haven't checked it out, please do, because it's going to be one sick build. But yeah, it's a wrap. So make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.